My videos are for entertainment only. All source materials in my videos are from the public domain and comply with the USA Fair Use and UK Fair Dealing guidelines. Please note that this is the only and original Celt News channel. I do not have a backup channel in a similar style. Thank you all for keeping the comments polite, interesting and especially humorous. Much love, Celt News. Hi everyone. Well, it now looks as if Brighton Council are having a full council meeting on the 24th of October, and this is to discuss the removal of the titles Duke of Sussex and Duchess of Sussex from Prince Harry and Meghan. What really struck me about all this is that it was actually, those titles were actually a wedding gift from Her Majesty the Queen. And to have a wedding gift taken away from you is quite a big deal. The headlines are: Brighton Council will discuss stripping Prince Harry and Meghan Markle of their Sussex titles after 100 signed petition, saying names are morally wrong and disrespectful to the county. So the campaigner, Charles Ross, proposed motion over Harry and Meghan's titles, and as it's past 1,250 names, which is what is required for the council, they will have to meet, and it's happening on October the 24th, so that's going to be very interesting. He says that their titles are morally wrong and disrespectful to the county of East Sussex. We've known this for some time, and now it's really getting close to them losing their titles. I've not known this happen. Princess Diana lost her title, HRH, when she was divorced from Charles. It's not, and also Sarah Ferguson. But it's not the same as this. This is, they are both, nothing has changed. They're married, they're active, so to speak, in their roles. And it isn't as if a divorce has taken place and they are losing their titles just because of the way they behave or the way that Meghan behaves. And then, of course, Harry is included in that. It almost seems as if everything is going to be stripped away to see if Meghan will still stay. She'll have no title. It says the petition aims to establish a precedent. The petition, which has been signed 1,705 times, as of 8 a.m. today, also calls on the council not to invite nor entertain the couple. Wow, that is really a big deal. So that is total rejection. And they haven't even started. 1 year of marriage? And this is happening? Will she have her other honorary titles taken from her that were gifted by the Queen? So it'll be interesting to see what happens on that date. It says how the Queen gifted the Sussex titles to Harry and Meghan on their wedding day. It has become their identity over this past 12 months. The Sussexes, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. That's who they've become, all their fans. It's been their identity, so it'll be interesting to see what they'll be called now. Amazing, after 12 months. I often wonder, with all the talk of them moving to LA, which Harry is not supposed to be able to do, as a prince of the United Kingdom, he is not allowed to live permanently outside of the UK, unless he has permission, obviously, by the Queen. They're not wanting to lose face. You can guarantee that every time something happens, where they get something taken away, they make a big mistake, a big gaffe, they get something taken away. There's always something, some sort of, oh, we chose to do this anyway, type attitude, It's quite similar to Edward VIII, whereby he said, I have not lived out of England for over 2 years by preference. So he didn't want to lose face. Everything was his choice. And it says here, Edward's brother Albert, who took the name King George VI, struggled to adapt to the unwanted role and suffered a severe stammer. It talks about Edward, and it was in response to a Sunday Express article which claimed that his exile from England following his abdication was all but forced on him. It's very interesting that he goes on to say that it was basically his choice. And this is the sort of thing we see happening with Prince Harry and Meghan. The same sort of thing. They'll turn it around to make themselves look as if they're in control. And the letter says from Edward, "While the Duchess and I have received the greatest courtesy in all the countries, especially France, where we have resided since our marriage, I have not lived out of England for over 2 years by preference." So I think we can it's a very similar dynamic going on with this couple. And there will always be a good reason that Meghan will put in the media to save face, so to speak. It says, "He lives as a refugee in France, not because the laws of England prevent his return, but because he wishes to do so. While the Duchess and I have received the greatest courtesy in all the countries, especially France, where we have resided since our marriage, I have not lived out of England for over 2 years by preference." I can see this happening with Prince Harry and Meghan if they're still together. Going on with the letter, "It is true that there exists no law to prevent my returning to my country whenever I wish to do so, but I have remained out of deference to my brother in order to leave the field clear for him to establish himself on the throne, which it is admitted he has succeeded in doing." So I think if Harry stays with Meghan, if she stays with him, that's more the point. Wherever they are, wherever they live, you can guarantee they'll be putting stuff out for the media to show that they're being sacrificial. They're doing it for William and Catherine. He's doing it for his brother. They're doing it for the greater good. When in fact, it's very likely that they would actually be banished. Do you think? Let me know in the comments. And the letter goes on. This is Edward again and Wallis. "I have never made any such announcement." Oh, that's right. Part 2 says, "The Duke has set his own conditions of return. He requires that the Duchess of Windsor shall be accorded the title of Royal Highness, and that she shall be received by both the Queens. Until these requests are granted, the Duke has announced that he will not set foot in England." Amazing, isn't it? This same sort of thing could happen with Harry. Let's hope not. Let's hope it gets resolved sooner. And then it goes on, "I have never made any such announcement, nor would I ever set conditions upon my return to England. Regarding the 2 stipulations I am alleged to have made, I wish to say firstly that while naturally the matter of withholding the title of Royal Highness from the Duchess is an insult, which I, as her husband and member of the royal family, have always resented far more deeply than she has, we have too many other more important interests to worry over such a triviality." And then it goes on with other stuff. This just reminds me of them so much. So, there could be a stripping of titles in October. What will they put out there to save face? And there just seems to be so many similarities between Edward and Prince Harry, Edward and Wallis Simpson. There's such a similar couple, and I'm thinking you can see a pattern here, apart from the fact that they're supposed to be living at Frogmore. They will inevitably put something out, I'm sure. What do you think? How are Prince Harry and Meghan going to save face after losing their titles if this happens? Because I'm guessing there'll be a lot of rejoicing among a lot of people that have been waiting for this, and especially many people in the county of Sussex. How are they going to save face? I would see it as the greatest insult if I were them, having a wedding gift taken away from you and losing your first titles in your first job together. It smacks of failure, doesn't it? Let's have your comments, guys. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.